Young adults leaving school, college or university and those entering the workforce face many changes and challenges. Money is an important part of how these young adults feel about themselves and even their lives. Having money is seen as an essential part of achieving their hopes and dreams, whether it is having enough money to advance their careers or even as a sign of responsibility and independence. In this first episode of Moolah Insider Season 2, we are joined by 3 young guests who will be telling us what they know about money, their spending habits, and their savings, and even how their future financial goals look like. We'll also be joined by Esther Karaoke, who is a Youth Program Manager, Campus Edition at Centonomy Limited, and she'll be telling us more on what young people, especially those in colleges and universities, need to know in terms of aligning their financial goals with their dreams. My name is Margaret Wahito. But before we begin this interesting conversation about money and young people, we start with the word of the week. Our word of the week is consumer confidence. Consumer confidence is a measure of how consumers feel about the economy and is considered an indicator of consumer spending and savings decisions. Welcome to Moolah Insider Season 2, and in this first episode, it is all about money and young people. Now we are joined by 3 beautiful ladies, and I would like to welcome them to the show. Kindly introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Egasa and I'm currently in uni studying IT.
Hi, my name is Wanjiro Kathy, interning at a communication agency.
Hi, my name is Lisa Wamaida. I just graduated from my A-levels and will be joining uni next year, January.
Now, thank you for that introduction. Now, what comes to mind when you hear the word money?
Happiness in terms of I'm able to buy things that I want without limitations, and if it's my own money, I don't have to depend on my parents. So, freedom also.
When I think of money, I think of kuomoka. I think of financial stability and the freedom to do what I want, to buy what I want. I don't need to ask anyone for anything. I need this, I get it. Yeah.
When I hear money, I instantly think of buying things, specifically clothes. I may have a bit of an issue. But yeah, in general, just having that ability to be able to buy things and spend on a few things, sometimes to save a bit for a rainy day, but that's kind of rare, but I try my best, yeah.
So I'd like to know, where do you get your money from?
I mostly get my money from my parents for just mostly weekly. So then I'm the one who has to figure out how I'm going to spend the money throughout the week. And then sometimes I do small jobs here and there and I'm able to get a bit of money, but yeah, sometimes those are rare.
I earn a salary, so that's where I get most of my money from. And then I run a side hustle or side business where I bake. I have a home bakery that I run, so I get some money from that as well.
Okay, when you get money, what are you likely to impulse buy?
Buying clothes, online shopping. I have to stop myself. So I just say, okay, just save it there. Then one day we'll look back at it. But if I could, I honestly would buy something every day. If it's clothes, if it's jewelry, especially those 2, I know I would spend money on that. And I don't know, it's not bad right now, but I know if I had even more money, I think I would have a problem. The other thing that's probably eating into my pocket is paying for Ubers because of enjoyment. Like, oh my God, I've supported Uber, by the way, this whole summer because, I don't know, I'm going distances, the Uber is, I don't know, 500, but I'm like, God, I've only gone to the destination. When I reach there, there's still money to buy food, drinks, whatever. So that is probably also eating into my pockets a lot more.
I have an obsession with fried chicken. I don't know if I should mention the brand here, but spicy fried chicken is they give me the kicks. But eating chicken, or rather craving chicken every day, is denting my pocket. Because say like one piece of chicken goes for say 120 shillings. of course, I'll not be satisfied with just one piece, you get? And we are talking, say, on a daily. So you do the maths, yeah. But I'm working on it. I am working on it. I've already realized that that is a money pit that is eating into my savings, into my financial situation. So I'm working on it.
Clothes, clothes. I need to stop. Especially, you know, it's so convenient these days. You just get on Instagram and you already have like 5 thrift shops on your stories with the new stock. And you're like, oh my gosh, this looks so cute. I should get this. No, maybe not that one. Then you move on to the next and it's shoes. You move on to the next, it's jewelry. Yeah, so I think that's exactly what they're trying to make us do, you know, spend more on clothes and jewelry and things like that. So for me, at my age, those are the things that, if I had more money, let me tell you, it's actually a really big issue. And yeah, I need to stop. Another thing is enjoyment. Enjoyment is, I can't keep doing this, because you know, it's just one phone call and it's like, Vanessa, are you available? Yes. Where are we going? So you're always trying to find like friends you can share Ubers with, because Ubers are so expensive. Like and you know, most like clubs and things like that are in Westlands. So me, I'm coming from the Langata area. So me getting from there to Westie every other weekend is hard. And then, you know, you get there, you have to buy food, you have to buy drinks, and yeah, you're supporting yourself. So I think those are the 2 things right now that are eating my money. But yeah, I'm trying to minimize it, trying to minimize enjoyment a bit. Still working on the impulse to buy clothes every time I see a new item, but yeah, I'm still working on that one.
Okay, maybe you guys can tell me, how old do you think young people should start getting or earning money?
I think probably 15, 16. I think that's a good age to, one, either be able to get a job and earn your own money. That way you're able to learn, like how my mom always tells me, money just doesn't come from trees. You need to work hard for it also. And why? I don't know, there's just the financial freedom you get. You don't have to depend on your parents. You don't feel like you're limited. Because sometimes, like for me, sometimes I'll be told, how can you be buying something that's expensive? Like, you're not working. You shouldn't be enjoying something good like that. And it doesn't make sense to me. So I think if I was able to earn my own money, I wouldn't have that limitation. Yeah.
You should start earning money from a very young age. And this is, say, like directly to the parents. Start giving your kids money. When I say give your kids money, I don't mean like just dish out money to them. You can give them tasks to do, so they know, like, yo, I have to earn this money. I have to work for this money. Maybe wash your car, maybe clean the house, you know. Because we can say that I don't really think that I would want to put an age, say, like between this and this. That's the perfect age when someone is supposed to start earning money or being given money. Because what if you can have a lot of money but you do not have financial responsibility? So I think, say, like if parents started giving their kids, or rather mentoring, actually the word is mentoring, their kids on money matters, they would be able to grow up knowing that money doesn't come easy. Hello, it comes easy for others, but it isn't the same for everyone. So, you know, like, you need to work for this. And then I'm of the thought that something you worked hard for, it would be so hard to misuse it. So give them something to do and pay them, yeah, because, yeah, nothing comes easy, yeah.
just as you're getting into high school is probably like a good time to start giving guys money, yeah? So that's around the age, what, 14, 15, 16, around that age. I think if you do that, then you start creating better habits, spending habits in people, so that when you get money, you're not excited by getting money, so you just start, you know, spending it on anything and everything, and then it ends. And then, you know, when I say like giving money, I don't mean like here is 1500, go do whatever you want. No, I mean like even in the country, throughout the country, like in the law, like abroad, say in the States, kids start working at around 16. Personally, if I was able to do something like that when I was 16, I'd have taken that chance immediately, because, you know, that's when you start finding things that you like, things that you want to buy. But then you see, you can't keep asking your parents for money every other day, because it's not possible, yeah? But if I had a small job that I could do, or do small jobs here and there, then it would be very convenient, and, you know, I'd have something, and it would even like inspire you to save. It would create that saving culture that you're going to need in the future anyway. And then on top of that, it helps you figure out what you want to do in life, yeah? So say you started working at 16 and you were lucky enough to land a small job in corporate company doing small tasks for them, and then you're paid, say, weekly or even monthly. And then by the time you're 18 and you're about to start college, you're about to go to uni, you're able to know what direction you want to go.
Okay, all of you have been talking about saving. What would you be saving for?
What am I saving towards? Honestly, to be able to go into entrepreneurship would be a big reason as to why I want to save, and also to invest in passive income streams. So I'd like to have income that I know is going into a bank account with a certain amount of money, like every month or however long, and it's consistent. So for me to actually get into that, you know, I need to have money already set aside. And then, like I said, getting capital isn't easy. There aren't many avenues that I know of at the moment. So yeah, if I could set aside money to be able to start a business, I'm not sure what business yet, but I definitely want to go into entrepreneurship, then yeah, that's what I'd use my savings for.
I am saving towards a better future. I'm saving towards financial stability. I want to be at a point where, like, say I have an emergency, I'll not start crying, yeah? And crying is relative. What I mean is, I'll not be like, okay, I need like cash right now. I know I'm okay. I know where to get the money from. I want to save for my kid, or my kids' education plans. I want to save for their medical. You never know. 2 years ago, we didn't have COVID, but here we are. COVID changed things. Like, where you are at that time, it's not where you are right now. Things have changed. So for someone, say, who was like saving religiously, you can say, and then say maybe their business or career job was affected, they were at a better place than someone who didn't save, right?
Yeah.
So I'd want to, I'm saving towards, let me call it financial stability. Yeah. No matter what, I have a plan B.
I actually have a business idea which has been in my head for like 2 years, and especially this summer I've been very keen on wanting to start it, but also, like, I know part of me is like, I'm gonna rely on my mom from money. Which, thinking about it, it's like, because she even asked me the question, where are you getting the money to start this business? And I was like, see you, you know. But I think I should also be willing to save for that business idea because, yeah, it's responsible of me.
Given 1 million shillings today, what would you do with that money?
I'm going to save some, that's for sure. That's already in my head. I'm going to save some. But I know instantly I'm buying the things I really desire without thinking.
$1 million bob looks like a lot of money. But when you actually think about it, it's not that much. So I need to sit down and think about it. Yeah.
Honestly, I want to say I'd save that money, but I know myself, and the first thing I'm going to do is revamp my wardrobe. Yeah, I'm going to change everything and just finally dress according to my style philosophy. Like, I've been wanting to get into to register onto the NSC for a while, the Nairobi Securities Exchange for a while. It's been an area of interest, but honestly I didn't think I've done enough research into that. But yeah, I definitely put aside some of that $1 million for that. But my first instinct is going to be clothes. But I mean, guys, I'm only 18. This is my area of interest right now. But yeah, those are the two main things I do right now with that kind of money. Yeah.
Now, thank you so much, ladies, for that interesting conversation about money and what you think about money, your spending habits, and perhaps what you're looking forward to the future. Now, we are joined by a financial expert who will be telling us more what young people are looking for when it comes to money. Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Esther Karaoke. I'm the head of youth programs at Centonomy Limited, where I manage 2 programs, the Teens Bootcamp and the Centonomy Campus Edition program. For both of these demographics, we reach out to young people between the ages of 13 to 17, 14s, and 18 to 24 for campus edition students and help them learn how to manage and grow their money. How can they budget? How can they spend their money better? How can they understand the time value of money and debts? How can they start saving and investing right now? And also, if maybe they want to start a business, how do they grow a business and how do they grow their careers as well? Yes.
Okay, now Esther, what do you think is the right information campus students will be looking for when it comes to money?
A lot of campus students have goals and ambitions and things that they want to do, but they don't know how to start, and they also don't know that they can start with what they have. So for example, if a campus student has 100 bob, you know you can start saving 100 bob on, for example, M-Shwari. You can start setting aside 100 bob, 500 bob. You can go ahead to put the money in a savings account, in a money market account. For example, if you want to save, some of the goals in campus are maybe like saving for a phone. Maybe you want to travel at the end of the year with your friends, you want to go for a road trip and things like that. It may look like, you know, that's a lot of money, for example, to travel to Mombasa. But if you break it down, for example, per month, you can realize that, you know what, maybe I just need to save 300 per week. I just need to save 500 per week. If maybe I'm getting an allowance of like 2,000 per week, then I can decide to set aside that 500. So for a lot of campus people, it's not very clear how they can start with what they have, because they think that, you know what, you need to get those big lump sums. But the habit of starting with a little amount is what matters.
Okay, at what age should we start discussing matters money with our children? Is it from primary school, high school, or university?
I'll say there's no age that's too young. Like, you can start as early as possible. And even when you've had our teens boot camp, we say our teens boot camp is for people who are 13 to 17, but we've had kids as young as 9 years old, 8 years old attend the program, and you can see those who are 8, 9, some of them are even way ahead than those who are 15 years old. It just depends on when they were exposed to money. when parents started having those conversations, and clearly for those, for example, who are 9 years old, the parents started those conversations way early. So it's as early as you can, as early as that kid can talk. You can just like talk about very simple things around money, very simple tasks and things like that. So there's no limit for the age. The earlier you can, the better. So in terms of some of the things parents can start doing is, if it's giving out tasks, maybe they should, probably the thinking is they should be doing these tasks anyway, they should be helping around the house anyway, but the idea is to help them understand the value for money and the fact that you have to work to get money.
Why do you think a lot of young people, especially those in universities or even college, are still struggling when it comes to spending habits?
For a lot of young people, there's the desire to fit in, you know, to look like your other friend, to have the same clothes, you know, the same nice sneakers and all that. But don't do it at the expense of your goals. Yeah, because also you understand that your goals are different from that person. If the other person, if they want like new sneakers and things like that, it's just asking the money and they get it. But for you, maybe it's different. So you realize, you know what, whenever you want to do like a big impulse buy or something, either you can decide to save up for it, make sure that you don't take debt or don't take a loan if it's not something that will give you a return. You can save up for it, save up for that good phone that you want and things like that, while you're also working towards your other goals. That way, for example, if you're looking to start a business when you finish school, and maybe you're saving, for example, for capital, then you make sure that, you know what, you're still saving to get that capital to start that business, but still maybe you're also saving for that nice phone or things like that. But don't let partying and things that are not important to you happen at the expense of what's really important and your priorities.
Now, a lot of young people would say they don't have money because some or even most are still depending on their parents. Are there investment options available in the market for young people?
Investments are driven by goals, and as you know, we know goals can be short-term or long-term. And also at Centonomy, we normally categorize the goals into 3. So we have capital preservation, where you want your capital to like remain the same sort of over the years. And some avenues for that will be, for example, a savings account. So a savings account will give you like roughly, I think 6%, 7% or so. But then also you have to factor in the inflation rate, which is currently at 6%. So if you put your money in a savings account, and maybe after 5 years you get the return and it has accumulated the interest rate of, for example, 7% per annum, you've really gotten just the same amount of money in a way, or the same value of money, because that interest rate has sort of just catered for inflation rate. So that's sort of capital preservation. And also money market funds. Money market funds fall into 2 groups. It can be capital preservation if the interest rate is really low, or it can fall also into the second category at Centonomy, which you call capital growth, where now you put your money there so that your money can grow at a certain rate. So some money market funds, the rate is somewhere between 8%. I've seen some going to maybe even 12% per annum. So if you put your 1,000 and then you keep accumulating it. So what's important also is that you factor in, or rather you realize the importance of compounding. Compounding is your friend when you are young and you have the time and the luxury to start early so that your money can compound as early as you can. So if you put 1,000 this month in a money market fund, the next month 1,000, 1,000. By the end of the year, you have 12,000, and you also have the interest that has accumulated on the principal as well.
What would be your parting shot to young people out there who are seeking a financial advice and would want perhaps to know how to save, how to spend, and even plan for their future?
2 things. One is to reiterate that, you know what, you can start with what you have. Doesn't matter that it's 50 shillings, 500 shillings,
5,000, you can start with what you have. And then the second thing will be invest in yourself and learning as much as possible, because it's only when you learn that you'll be able to learn about like these opportunities out there. You'll be able to hear people's stories. You'll be able to access the knowledge out there. If you don't invest in yourself and in learning that information, like a lot of people have free content out there where you can learn so much. So, but you have to be intentional about learning. And then the third thing is be intentional about your goals and learn that what works for you will not work for someone else. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Esther, for those beautiful insights about money and young people. Remember, you're watching Moolah Insider, and for this and more stories, log on to www.moolah.co.ke. Next is pursuits. Rabbit farming is steadily becoming a lucrative livestock enterprise that is creating employment for the youth. Rabbits are some of the most commercially productive animals that are reared for their meat, skin, fur, manure, and urine. This week on Pursuits, Japheth Atundo, the co-founder of Rabbit Empire, takes us through the rabbit farming value chain. Take a look.
Gone are the days when rabbits were considered pets to be raised by children as a pastime. Today, rabbits are among the most commercially productive animals. They are reared for their meat, skin, fur, manure, and urine. Japheth Atundo has been involved in rabbit farming so much that he can attest that it is now the fastest growing micro livestock enterprise in Kenya.
We are doing commercial rabbit keeping. Reaching out to people, showing them the benefit of rearing rabbits, how to rear rabbits, how to do the construction, feeding, breeding, and the entire value chain.
Rabbit Empire Limited shows farmers how to breed rabbits, and when the rabbits are ready, links the farmers to the market, where there has been a rising demand for the meat and other products.
You will find farmers who initially they were in breeding rabbits. You leave the father to breed with a daughter. You leave the mother to breed with a son or sisters and brothers. And that is a very dangerous thing. It's a taboo in rabbits, whereby if you allow them to do that, your rabbit will start dwarfing and lose the ability to gain weight, to gain the market weight within a specified period of time. You will find their immune system also coming down because they have been inbred.
From hotels to butcheries, the demand for rabbit meat is exceptionally high, but the existing supply from farmers is so low that they can't meet even half the market. Japheth and his team have figured out how to help.
We are developing clusters of rabbit farmers within some regions and allocating specific order to those clusters so that we can ensure that we are having consistency in production and consistency in servicing the markets.
To date, Rabbit Empire has over 600 farmers spread across various counties, including Kisumu, Kakamega, Kiambu, Meru, Nyeri, Nairobi, Kiserian, and larger Kajiado.
I can confidently say that we are having around 20 clusters, 20 serious clusters. Any cluster that is less than 20 farmers, we don't qualify it. It's still below average. So in this respect, we'll call a cluster a combination of rabbit farmers that are more than 20 within a region.
Before the farmers join the clusters, they're required to undergo a 6-month training, have a minimum of 10 mother rabbits, and 1 buck, and their cages should meet specific standards.
A project of 10 mother rabbits, probably if somebody has around 80 to 90,000, we can be able to start it. 10 mother rabbits. And then we grow as we move. I've seen people who started with 10. They are now at 100 mother rabbits, and they are doing so well. The cages that we are doing today are able to remove up to 50% of rabbit diseases. And they should have a urine collection unit. The urine and the droppings should not be on the floor of the farm.
Rabbit meat fetches a reasonable price. It ranges from 800 shillings to 1,500 shillings for a kilogram.
We have variation in demand. There are those ones that want 150 kgs per week, those ones that want 200 kgs per week. But we believe that now that people are waking up to the reality of rearing rabbits, we are hoping that within a short time we'll be able to supply those big markets and maybe even do an export.
Apart from the rabbit meat, the byproducts are in high demand.
You can make very good quality products from the skin, starting with indoor shoes, jackets, the hats. You can do handbags, you can do carpets, you can do dashboard from the rabbit skin. Rabbit urine is a very good foliar for those ones who are doing organic farming. Rabbit urine is high in concentration of ammonia. When you break down ammonia, there's nitrogen there, and nitrogen is a good feed for every plant.
For now, the rabbit empire is on a mission to increase the demand and supply of an array of rabbit products.
Our target is that within a short time we'll see a lot of rabbit sausages, rabbit kebabs, samosas, and that kind of stuff in the market.
Japheth Atundo's story takes us to our leading indicators, where we look at the stocks and the foreign exchange. Next is the prices of basic commodities across various supermarkets. That's all we had for you this week on Moolah Insider. Please remember to log on to www.moolah.co.ke for these and more stories, and also link with us on our social media pages. My name is Margaret Wahito. See you next week.